Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No.
The other way you can just
Use
flatten
your
it
hands,
with
right?
your hand.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
This is a mess. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of From Book to Cook. Today we'll be taking a deep dive into a snack wrapped in delicate and chewy skin. Translated into English as bamboo shoot cake, we'll be making the humble sun kueh. But despite it being such a common delicacy in Singapore today, how much of its history do we actually know? With us today to tell us more, we have a researcher specializing in heritage Chinese vegetarian cuisine, Kelvin Tan. Hello Kelvin.
Hey, it's nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for joining us in our kitchen today. Yes, so today we are making sun kueh, but not the usual sun kueh that we know of. So what's the difference between the sun kueh that we're making today and the one that's more commonly known?
In Chinese dialects, you have the sun, which literally means bamboo shoots.
Right.
And then you have the kueh, the gao, which means kueh.
Okay.
Hence the term bamboo shoot cake. Today's vegetarian recipe is quite different from the ones you try in hawker centers, kopitiam stores, because those use standard recipe. For example, dried shrimps is inside the filling, but not bamboo shoots. So unlike in the past where bamboo shoots are actually inside the filling of the kueh.
I see.
Yeah, I was actually quite inspired from Qincai Temple at Choa Chu Kang. It's 90th anniversary periodical. Yeah. The new items include the bamboo shoot.
Bamboo shoots over here. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. I see there's some mushrooms as well. Yeah.
This is actually quite typical of
okay.
all
So yes, this one
vegetarian
usually
sun
have,
kueh.
right? Okay. And then wait, but is this usually in the?
Yes, as well.
As well, the black
but it's
fungus.
actually outside of the recipe that I introduced to you earlier from the periodical. This is actually inspired from my mom's recipe and of course many others that I found online.
I see. So then we have the bamboo shoots. This is the main thing that's the biggest difference.
The bamboo shoot actually give a much more unique, sweet, firmer as well as a springy type of texture.
Okay, so you were saying that this past recipe, it was made by Buddhist nuns. What is the story behind that?
Buddhist women, to be precise, a substitute for the word nuns, because most of these Chinese Buddhist women, they came to Singapore from southeastern China in the late 19th and early 20th centuries.
Okay.
So for them, as part of their Buddhist belief and the Buddhist faith, they were actually against animal slaughter.
Okay.
And they would opt for a much more stricter vegetarian diet. But they also believe in healthy benefits of vegetarianism. They could have greater immunity against diseases and other afflictions, for example, stroke, cholesterol, and so on. Most of the nuns in Singapore, they have different affiliations. For example, they were lay women, they were also monastic or ordained nuns, as well as vegetarian nuns. So the Chinese Buddhist women term then sort of broadly defines this grouping of closely knitted, in a sense, nun community.
You wrote an article on that topic.
So I actually published an article with People Asia.
Right.
It's titled How Chinese Buddhist Women Shape the Food Landscape in Singapore.
Let's just start making this recipe then, yeah?
Sure.
So what do we need to start with?
We'll start to cut
Okay.
the ingredients into thin slices.
For the filling.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Is it these, the carrots and
Yeah, the carrots and the turnip,
Okay.
we'll cut into thin slices as well as the bamboo shoots.
Sure.
And then we'll soak this in water
Okay.
and this as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll cut this into thin slices also.
Okay, sure.
Many vegetarian halls and temples in the earlier period of the late 19th and early 20th centuries,
Yeah.
they themselves grew an assortment of vegetables
Right.
within the temple compounds.
They had their own garden and
Yeah.
everything. Okay.
So, similarly for Hainsi, it's also the same case.
Right.
So by the 1950s, the vegetarian nuns in Hainsi
Yeah.
was said that they found bamboo shoots to be growing quite well at the temple's backyard.
Right.
They decided to hand make the sun kueh
Okay.
based on the bamboo shoot they were found in their temple.
Okay.
Many have fond memories of the kueh because it's not just cheap, but it's very nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Because I remember my memory of eating the soon kueh is that like carrots are all very like small, bitty pieces, right?
Yeah.
Nice surprise in there, crunchy surprise.
Now my
Okay.
water is boiled, so I'll just pour into the mushrooms and have it.
Yeah, rehydrate
yeah.
those mushrooms. Is there a name for the species of mushrooms?
Shitike, I think shitike mushrooms. Yeah.
Okay, yes, I
Yeah.
know which ones you're talking about. And then we also have the bamboo shoots.
For this bamboo shoot, it's actually boiled already. Yeah. So in the markets, you can actually find raw or fresh bamboo shoots. And those you have to peel, similar to the tulip, you have to cut off the skin.
Right,
Why we use the boiled version today is because it will take some time to boil it.
right.
As the raw version is actually quite bitter in
Very
taste.
hard and like fibrous as well, right? Okay.
And then we'll serve it up with tulip and carrot.
It feels very meaty actually.
Yeah,
You're gonna cut the tofu up?
yeah.
Okay, good. So the bamboo shoots, I'm gonna just like dice them into like really small pieces as well. And I mean, in doing the show, we've also come to realize that in a lot of old recipes, they don't really provide a lot of detail. There's a lot of interpretation that's needed.
I think usually people will just slice in this pattern because we want the entire song kueh to be mouth full of the tulip.
Right, we've got I'll turn it.
Of the mushrooms. So I will pour away the water and then we can just shred this. Maybe you want to help me with this?
Can. Want me to help you cut the
Wow,
mushrooms? You were doing the black fungus. So what's next for this?
So we can start stir frying.
Alright,
With
sounds
everything
good. Right, so what's the first oil that we put in?
Vegetable oil?
Vegetable oil. Okie dokie. So mushrooms first?
Yeah.
Mushrooms in.
Yeah.
Okay, so we fried the mushrooms now till fragrant. They're kind of browning a bit. What does the recipe say that we add next?
Bamboo shoots and tulip. Probably we'll add the tulip first because that's the
Okay, let's do, this is the most water content,
Yeah.
right?
and as well as bamboo shoots.
Carrots in.
I'll add a bit of water in
Right, okay,
Yeah.
sure. Oh, it's supposed to have some water in it.
so that the water will then soak the tulip. Because so far I see it's still a bit hard because we don't want to have too much in terms of the
Oh, we
tulip.
still want some crunch
Yeah,
to it.
we still
Okay.
want some crunch to it. Yeah.
So what are the seasonings that we need to add in now?
Yeah, sugar, 1 tablespoon of sugar,
Some salt.
as well as pepper.
Right, pepper to taste. Lovely. So how do we know this is done?
You can actually have a sip of it after we stir fry the whole thing to see if it's tastes
Okay,
nice.
yeah, we can taste it. Well, you want to taste it? Let's taste it a little bit.
Also see if it's kind of we're getting the
Kind of
crunch.
crunchy, yeah.
Getting the crunch. Slightly salty, but
Yeah.
a good mix.
Maybe let's put more pepper in it. What do you think?
Sure, yeah.
Even it out with the salty.
You also feel that way, right?
Yeah, a bit
Slightly
salty.
I think we can add in the bean curd.
Bean curd in. Is the black fungus going in as well?
Yeah.
Okay. How does popiah fit into this whole family of vegetarian dishes?
Vegetarian temples also make vegetarian popiah.
Right.
So the Haiyan temple, from what I know, is that the vegetarian popiah is associated with the death anniversary of the first Abbess, Yang Tonghe.
Okay.
Yeah. And Yang herself came from the Jingmen, or what we know today as the Qincai lineage.
Okay.
So the temple itself is actually a Hokkien sort of descent
Right.
from Qincai and Quanzhou.
Just before dishing the mixture out from the pan,
yeah.
drizzle a dash of sesame oil. Do this?
Yeah, just
Okay,
drizzle a bit.
Sesame oil in there.
Yeah,
Yes.
careful.
Good.
Looks a bit like the popiah filling.
Yeah, that's why it reminded me of popiah. This is our version.
Yeah, our
I mean,
version.
I'm sure the Chinese, the Buddhist women were not professional cooks as well, and neither are we. So this is just this very authentic version that we're making ourselves. All right, so we got to leave this to cool, and then next we're gonna do the dough.
Yeah.
This is the rice flour.
Yeah, rice flour.
But in the past, they used something called.
Rice milk.
So what's the difference? What's
So,
rice milk?
unlike today where the conveniences of everything we have, resources are quite plentiful. In the past, actually, vegetarian nuns, they don't have a lot of resources to begin with. The vegetarian nuns there would then use stone mill to grind the rice into rice milk. Yeah.
So what is rice milk compared to rice and flour?
Rice milk actually is much more harder, the skin. When after you steam it, the product is much more harder. Whereas rice flour has a softer touch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we're measured
Phone is
out.
275.
Okay. So how much water do we need to mix into the flour that we
600
have?
ml, which I already measured.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Vegetarian cookbooks and recipes are rarefied today.
But
Even
they
in
are always from the-
NLB's repository.
Always like older books.
Older
They don't really
books.
have contemporary modern ones.
Yeah.
As many, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually it's quite a rare find. So it through these vegetarian cookbooks gives us a glimpse of what Chinese Buddhist women they are thinking of, ideals of vegetarianism to the public, ideals of healthy aging, ideals of renewed concentration.
Okay, it seems like our water is hot. How should we mix this? With
Then we can use a chopstick.
there you go. So
Yeah. we can
boiling
just-
water
yeah.
in. Do I slowly mix it in?
You just mix it.
Okay.
Then I'll mix it. The secret to doing this skin is to have strength, the arm power.
Strength and arm power.
Yeah. Or if not, it's actually quite hard to make the dough.
Right.
Yeah. No, my muscle is getting slightly pain.
Yeah. I can take over. We can tag
No,
team
no,
this.
it's sure you can get.
I think we'll try to incorporate more of the water
I'll
in
use
first. Otherwise, it gets like real clumpy, right?
try the other side. I'll try here.
We'll let it rest and then we'll come back with the oil
Yeah.
and then get the dough
Ready.
ready to be kneaded into our skin.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got our dough. We did the steps like you mentioned. We let it rest. We put some oil in so that it helped it get its shape and everything. So this is what we're looking for. This nice ball of rice dough that we'll be using for our skin.
Yeah.
Right, sure.
So actually there are a few ways to do it.
Yeah.
One is actually you have this dough put on a rolling board and then you flatten it, cut into pieces of, go make about 20 to 30. You use the round cutter to make it. The other way is actually, what we're doing now is to scoop it. So I'll scoop a sample,
Okay.
I'll make it into a ball.
Right.
Then I'll have the roller.
Need a rolling pin?
Yeah. So maybe you put some flour as well on this skin.
Yeah.
Just make sure that it looks like a round skin or just a circle.
Round. Oh, we need it to be
Yeah.
circular. It's tricky. So that's one of the tricky things
Yeah.
about working with.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh no.
No. You know what? Can I reform this into
you
a
can
ball?
reform it into a ball.
Okay.
Yeah. The other way you can just
Use
flatten
your
it
hands,
with
right?
your hand. Yeah, I think this
Okay, let's try the
looks
hands.
a bit more like.
Let's try the hands.
So long as it's a round shape, a
Right.
circle shape or a concentric shape.
Okay. And how thick does it have to be? Is it thin or?
I think this should be fine. We
Okay.
can bring the filling and we try just to wrap this thing up.
Okay, let's try that. Okay.
The wrapping part is the tricky part
I see. Okay.
because if you put too much ingredients in,
Yes.
then it's quite harder to wrap.
Right.
Our suggestion then is to put about 2 tablespoons.
Okay,
Of-
let's try it out. Let's see what it looks like.
You can put a bit of the tulip. Then you can wrap it. The Chinese Buddhist women opened the first Chinese vegetarian restaurants in Singapore.
Okay.
But they are not the first vegetarian restaurants. The first restaurants were actually opened by Indian migrants.
Oh.
For example, Mr. Kulan Thaiveru, which is
Okay.
now in the Little India area. So he opened the earliest Ananda Bhavan vegetarian restaurant in Serangoon. That's in 1924.
Okay.
But the Chinese Buddhist women opened the first restaurants, Chinese vegetarian ones, in the 1940s and 50s.
This is not looking very good.
But
Oh dear.
oh dear.
This is a mess. And okay, you know what? This is just a negative example, so don't do that.
Yeah.
We can try
I will
making
just
one more.
Yeah.
Because clearly I am not
Yeah.
helping. I won't be good enough to work in any of these restaurants. Yeah, you're much better at this.
No.
Yes, I'll leave it to you. I'll just be your assistant at the side. Okay, so we got 3. So we should grease it. You were saying oil
You should
first,
grease
right?
the steaming plate with some oil. Yeah, I think we can.
Okay, nice. And we should let it.
Yeah. 10 minutes we are done.
Great. Okay, so our soon kuehs are now ready. Let's take a look inside and see how they're doing. Wait, look at that. Oh, it smells really good.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a couple of different sizes. These are the larger ones.
Let's go with this one.
Yeah. bite into this one.
The sesame oil is quite strong, so the tulip is crunchy.
Tastes good to me.
Yeah.
So do you normally eat your soon kueh like with any sauces, dips, or you're okay with eating them plain like this?
I'm fine with going plain.
Mm.
I think most Singaporeans tend to go with chili,
Yeah.
chili
Yeah.
sauce.
It's actually quite tasty, you know? Like, yeah, it tastes really nourishing to me. Like, it hits the spot in a different way. Not in like a very big flavor craving way, but
And then you top it off with really taste the real taste of what is being traditional and nostalgic. The bamboo shoots are there, as well as tulip, the history of how tulip became the main ingredient vis-a-vis the bamboo shoots.
right. Thank you, Kelvin, once again for coming on to today's show. All the best with your future research.
Thank you, it's my pleasure to be with you here today.
Thank you so much, Kelvin. That's it for today's episode. If you'd like to make your own vegetarian soon kueh, head on over to the Bible Asia website for the full recipe and other related resources. Till next time, this is From Book to Cook.